Novidea is a Salesforce-based insurance management platform. We work with not only brokers, but MGAs, MGUs, and carriers. Work with some of the largest companies in the world, companies like Howden, Hyperion, AJ Gallagher. Yeah, and we work in over 100, or actually 22 countries around the world, and over about 100 of the largest agencies in the world. So typically we displace here in the US legacy systems, but at the larger end, we really focus on the build versus buy scenario, right? So a lot of these large brokers have the funds to build large-scale enterprises and have to go through that process of, do we work with a partner or do we build it ourselves? So when we first started, we decided to move into the distribution space from the carrier side. We built a product, and I'm sure the product wasn't great. It was new, probably didn't work all that well. So we were looking for a partner at the enterprise, at the global level, to help us develop that product that we could take to market. And as you can imagine, we knocked on every door, and every door pretty much had the not invented here philosophy, right? We could build it better. We've invested 20 years into this technology platform. You're a startup. Why would we work with you? It's higher risk, et cetera. But ultimately, we found one partner that gave us a chance. It was one champion within a large organization, and he believed in us. His analysis framework said that it was best to partner with a company, and so he chose us. They provided money, they provided know-how, expertise on how to build a software product for large global brokers. The end result was a great win-win. They ended up getting a software product that was bespoke to their needs. We ended up getting a software product that we could distribute to all of the rest of the market. Fast forward, that company was Howden for us, Hyperion at the time, and we've deployed that software now in 15 countries around the world for them, displacing obviously 15 unique systems. So that has been our strategy, and we continue to use that strategy.
Eric, while you're describing that particular scenario, there are certain, what I'm going to ask for, human qualities that particular champion exhibited, attributes that all of us should be looking for in terms of that openness to migrate from the zero-sum to win-win?
Absolutely. So,
and it's not just budget.
No. I think a strong, charismatic, and influential leader within the organization to champion the project is very, very important. And if that leader happens to run a very large division that makes a lot of money, that's even better. That's just more influence within the organization. And I think when you add to that a truthful, open, and honest line of communication with your partner, that's a recipe for success, because implementations aren't easy. They're long, they're painful, and there's going to be times when it gets rocky, right? And so this is where you count on that champion to calm the waters, to go to the other executives at the other organization, calm them down, let them know that we can get things on track, and also back channel to the partner and say, hey, this executive isn't very happy. I think if you do X, Y, and Z, we can get this back on track. So yes, a strong, charismatic, influential leader within the organization as your champion, I think, is the key to successful implementation. So in terms of talent, I certainly agree. I think as an organization, we've had to find our rhythm in terms of hiring talent, and it's a balance of people with legacy knowledge, but understanding a startup environment. It's two very, very different worlds that we have to balance, and it's kind of an ongoing, it's a moving target. So I think we started to crack the code after 4 years in the U.S. We've, lots of mistakes, but we figured, some good things out. Yeah, in terms of, breaking into new markets, I think one of our biggest challenges is working in the large enterprise space. These are large organizations that have many influencers, and so getting alignment at all the senior executive level to get the buy-in for moving to a new technology, I think that's our greatest challenge. And I think we've found some pretty good ways to accomplish that. I think we learned, actually I learned a little bit from one of our customers. AJ Gallagher is a new client of ours, and we're working with some of their larger divisions. and one of their divisions wanted a reference call with one of our clients, so we introduced them to Howden, similar size organizations. And one of the questions came up for AJ Gallagher to Howden, which was, hey, we don't have full buy-in from all the executive team. How would you suggest accomplishing that? And Howden responded, do a pilot. He said that is probably the easy, simplest way to do it, whereas you can get buy-in from one organization that is innovative, forward-thinking, ready to adopt technology, and if you can succeed in that pilot, you can market that pilot, you can show all the success metrics, and it's much easier than to get buy-in across the board at the other executive leadership boards. And so that's but what we found is that bringing people over from companies that have around 20, 30 years, it's a very different culture to work on a product versus build a product. Two very, very different talent sets. Established legacy corporations, everyone has a role. Where you work in a startup is that you have to do 5 roles, and if something's missing, take on a 6th role, right? And so we've had to figure out a way to balance culture with, now we're bringing in training to supplement. Okay. So I think that's a big initiative for us, is we built in-house training, so we can now say, okay, we'll teach you either insurance or we're going to teach you Salesforce, and it makes it easier for us to hire one or the other.